My child, this word is for you right now, created with knowledge of every detail of your life and every longing of your heart. I am speaking directly to you, not as a distant presence, but as a loving voice, intentional and close, meeting you in this sacred moment. There is a secret I desire to unveil deep within your spirit, a truth that will transform you if you open yourself fully. So rest your heart here and listen. As you journey with me today, the stakes are real. If you turn away or let doubts crowd out my voice, you risk missing the peace that I alone can give, a peace this world cannot counterfeit, a blessing beyond anything you have seen. What sets this message apart is its intimacy. It is not just another collection of printed promises or whispered hopes, but my living words, flowing to you with certainty, meant to become real in your everyday walk. My beloved one, I have chosen you, and my desire is to bless you mightily, not because you have earned it, but simply because I love you, because I want to. There is no one who can stop me when I have purpose to bless. My word goes forth and does not return empty. Let your fears fall away. Whatever adversity stands before you, you are not alone. I am with you, steadfast, undeterred. Even when the path ahead looks difficult or uncertain, do not fix your gaze on what seems impossible. Instead, look to me and let my words be the gentle touch that calms and lifts your soul. Treasure this moment as I write my will and my promises upon your heart, pressing gently, asking only for your attention and trust. I desire your unwavering loyalty and faith. Will you give it? Set your confidence not in shifting circumstances, but in what I have spoken over you. I call for the whole of your devotion, not divided or distracted. Bring your faith, steadfast and firm, to my altar. I see beyond what you show the world. I know your efforts, your questions, your hopes. My own heart believes in you, as surely as I ask you to believe in me. You are not random, not without purpose. You are a chosen warrior, set apart for a special mission. Stay on the course I have marked for you. Do not turn aside, neither to the left nor right, regardless of what others say or what your natural eyes see. Walk the path of my design, confident that my promises stand written and unbreakable. You will see with your own eyes the fulfillment of what I have pledged. Remember, I do not pour out favor on faltering hearts that shift with every wind, nor do I bless those who chase after every enticing voice or turn away when challenges arise. I prosper and empower those who are not ashamed of me, who are willing to face humiliation for my sake, to obey my word even when it costs them. Soon the seasons of humiliation will pass, and what once felt like failure or sorrow will be turned into triumph and joy. Will you carry my banner of love, patience, hope, and redemption? Do you trust me enough to let me work through you for the sake of others? I will put a new smile on your face, and your eyes will shine with the grace that covers you. Into your hands I am placing gifts of healing and a wisdom so profound that many will come for counsel. Every good thing you begin will flourish, each blessing multiplying. This is the reward for those who truly believe and trust eternal life, serenity, and provision. My angels encamp around your home, surrounding you with my protection. Seek the wonders in my word. Meditate on the miracles written for you there, but know that you will witness even greater things than these. These are new times, and while many may attempt to falsify miracles to deceive, my wonders in your life will be genuine, unmistakable, and greater still. Move forward. Do not fear the obstacles. Even if a mountain stands before you, do not be afraid it will be moved by my power. Do not waste your time worrying about the attacks of those against you. They do not have permission to steal your time, your peace, or your thoughts. Instead, focus your eyes on the purpose I am revealing to you and strengthen yourself in my presence. You are different, marked by my everlasting love. You are not like everyone else, though I love all my children deeply. I have chosen to bless you specifically because I know how you will use what I give you. You will not squander my gifts or let your talents lie dormant. You will work with care so that what I entrust to you flourishes and multiplies, becoming a blessing for many. I did not call you to be rich only for your own sake, nor to exalt yourself above others with abundance, but to surround you with prosperity that is kept in humility. Use what flows into your hands to help your family, feed the hungry, extend a hand to the poor, bring comfort to the weary, and meet as many needs as you can. Show me that you are willing to steward my blessings well. Show me your obedience not in words alone, but in actions that reflect my heart. Be watchful over your lips. Speak no words that harm another. Let your hands and your deeds be instruments only for good, never for malice or destruction. Guard your thoughts from the debris the world constantly throws your way. Let your eyes not settle on what is evil. In your home, keep your speech clean. Never let words that destroy slip past your tongue, even in jest. Hold yourself and your attitudes so that your life radiates the power, love, gentleness, and holiness I embody. I want peace and harmony to reign in every room of your dwelling. If bitterness or anger visits you, pause, breathe in my presence, and let kindness win the day. I see how earnestly you desire harmony and provision for your home and health for your family. This is natural and good in my sight. But remember, the enemy seeks to turn your worries into fears, to whisper lies that grow into clouds of anxiety. I urge you to resist those voices, to let your mind be filled each day with thoughts of gratitude. Think of every breath, every meal, every shelter, and every quiet moment covered by my grace. There are angels surrounding you, watching over you through every season, standing guard over your dreams, prepared to battle on your behalf. When the troubles of life come swiftly and betrayal finds you where you least expect it, do not be ashamed of your tears. Bring your pain to me, let it out, and trust that I receive you without judgment. I do not despise a sincere, broken heart. It is better to cry and release your anguish than to hide it and let it fester. Know this truth: after sorrow comes joy, and your gladness will be deep because the time has come for blessing. Your struggles have strengthened and readied you for greater things. I know you have walked through storms and disappointment. You have wondered if your faith was too small for the miracles you seek. Hear me. What you call small, I see as precious. A little faith is all I require for you to receive great blessings. Continue to listen to my voice daily, to leave your failings behind, and to entrust your life to me. Often, you believe that nothing will change, but suddenly, hope will spring up again. Old dreams thought dead will come alive. Lost relationships you mourned will be restored. I do the impossible for those who believe. This is a season of open doors. Be ready. Those who offended and abandoned you may seek your forgiveness. Extend it freely. Do not deny your love or second chances to those who repent. I can elevate you to better circumstances and surround you with the right people who value your gifts. Guard your words from lies and malice. Do not repeat slander or join in the spreading of harmful rumors. Let integrity be your shield, for mischief makers will try to undermine your harvest. Keep your heart steadfast in me, not in wealth or the temporary things this world so quickly idolizes. The freshness I am bringing into your life is real and tangible. Prepare yourself for unexpected blessings and new relationships. What may begin as a problem will swiftly become an instrument of my provision and peace. If you remain patient and faithful, you will watch me turn all things for your good. The true treasure is knowing that you are deeply, unconditionally, eternally loved by me. Place your confidence entirely in my love and rest in the assurance of my care and oversight. From the beginning, I have loved you. Even when you have strayed or doubted, my arms have remained open. When you returned to me, I welcomed you. If you think your failures or weaknesses have caused me to turn away, know that you are mistaken. No sin or error is enough to scare me away. Your sincerity moves me. When you fall, let it be a reason to rise on the wings of faith and renewed hope. No person on earth has the authority to condemn you as long as your heart remains humble and open to my correction and grace. There is already movement in the heavens on your behalf. Orders have been given for provision, abundance, and wisdom to be released into your life, not by accident, but because I have been preparing to bless you. Everything I have promised I mean to fulfill. So, as you listen to my voice day by day, let each word take root in your soul and create a refuge of peace inside you. If at times you feel worry pressing down, come to me, let gratitude buffer your soul and renew your faith that I am near and working for your good. When you begin each morning, pause and make space for my words. Let the first thoughts of your day be thanks and recognition for all that I have done. Know that heaven is set in motion to accomplish things for your benefit, and nothing escapes my care. Problems that appear insurmountable will dissolve in ways you do not expect, often sooner than you imagine. Walk forward with hope, for your journey is not random. I hold your story, and I know what you need even before you ask. My love for you is not hidden nor conditional. Step outside and see the evidence in the sun, the breeze, the small daily gifts. Remember how I have delivered you before. I have guarded you from dangers unseen. The same hand that rescued you then holds you securely now. That same power will move the mountains in your life. You will not remain in a cycle of hardship and defeat. I am lifting you to new heights, wiping away the dust of past disappointments. Now, you enter a season of restoration and fruitfulness. As you build your life on my word and strive to let my truth be lived out in your home and interactions, you will draw others to me, not by force, but by the evidence of transformation and joy in your countenance. The fragrant atmosphere of peace and spiritual harmony will saturate your dwelling. Let music, gratitude, and words of encouragement fill your walls. Even simple reminders of my promises written on slips of paper or spoken aloud invite my presence in my favor. All members of your household will be drawn closer, motivated to open their hearts and understand that I am real, I am holy, and I am always faithful. If you experience setbacks or moments of fatigue, do not give in to discouragement. Rest when you need to, but rise each day with resolve. Work diligently, move forward without grumbling, and carry yourself with joy, no matter what difficulties arise. When the people around you wonder at the confidence you exude, point quietly to me. I am the reason for your hope, and my armies fight for you as you worship and surrender all your burdens. Trust me with the direction of your steps, with your wounds and your future. Celebrate every small victory. Remain steadfast in prayer and praise for these open doors to freedom, courage, and new opportunities. My love envelops you. My power renews your soul daily. You are rising stronger than before, full of wisdom and dignity. This is your season of abundant blessing, and faithfulness will bring forth the greatest rewards. Open your hands to receive, keep your heart close to mine, and step boldly into the future I have prepared. Amen. I call you now to respond with the whole of your being. Embrace my voice every morning. Choose trust over fear, and let gratitude shape your every action. Take this day as your new beginning with me. I see the questions that move quietly in your heart, even the ones unspoken, layered beneath your daily actions and silent prayers. You do not wander here by accident, nor did your longing grow from nowhere. I have watched over each step you have taken. Every moment your spirit has reached out for something more, something real, something lasting. In your searching, in your moments of stillness, I have drawn near. Even in the restless nights, I have waited by your side. You may sense my presence in rare moments of wonder or ache, but there is so much more meant for you. Not a fleeting touch, but a way of being walking with me in every breath, every joy, every trial. When you open your heart to listen, truly listen, you unlock the doors you were always meant to walk through. This is not simply about learning or knowing certain words or rituals, but about awakening to the nearness of my love in your real, everyday life. Sometimes, my beloved, you build up walls and call them shelter, not realizing they keep you from sunlight. You fill hours with striving and plans, trying to secure your future or outrun your pain. I see the layers of worry you carry, the hidden heaviness behind your smile. It is not shameful to be weary. You are dust and breath together, created for dependence upon me, not for endless self-sufficiency. When you hide your wounds from me, you suffocate the healing I long to give. When you believe you must earn my attention or approval, you overlook the vast, unwavering delight I take in your existence. Let me reach into the places you hide, the memories you lock away, and let my light bring clarity and warmth. Do not be afraid of what I unveil within you. My gaze is gentle, my hands are steady, and I do nothing to break you further, only to heal and restore what time, sorrow, or others may have damaged. You may imagine that my voice is thunder and command alone, but hear me as I lean close. My whisper calls out peace, correction wrapped in mercy, joy that pushes out anxiety. The world gives you measurements, success and comparison, performance and worth, but I look at what endures when pretenses fall away. You are loved before you accomplish anything, cherished before your first breath met the air. I created you with purpose woven into your very being. Your gifts and your brokenness, your laughter and your tears, all known and precious to me. In moments when you doubt your value, remember the lengths I have gone and will go just to reach you. Remember that no darkness in your story is too thick for my light to pierce, no failure too final for my redemption to rewrite. Sometimes you ask, how can I hear you? How do I know this is real? My answer is not a formula, but an invitation to quiet trust. In the noise and pace of your days, step into stillness. Even a single breath offered to me opens the space for me to meet you. I am not hiding. I dwell in your longing to be known, in your humble yielding, in your silent cries for help, when you sense conviction within a nudge to forgive, to turn, to try again. That is my spirit at work. When your heart stirs with compassion for another, or when unexpected strength rises during hardship, know that I am there, weaving my presence into the fabric of ordinary moments. Let me show you a love that does not tire or demand repayment. What I offer is not a fleeting feeling, but a home for your soul, a safety that holds you secure when the ground shakes. Lean closer, trust deeper. There are gifts I have reserved for you, not measured by worldly standards, not conditional on your perfection, but flowing freely because of who I am and what you mean to me. As you release your grip on control, you will find my hands already holding you steady. Rely on me, not as a last resort when you have exhausted all else, but as your true foundation from the very start. I do not grow weary. My patience with you is endless. My promises cannot be broken. Your past does not disqualify you. I know your failures, your regrets, and all that you wish could be undone. Still, I draw you into a new story, rewriting the chapters you thought were ruined. When you stumble, I am not counting your steps with criticism, but reaching to steady your gait. There is no merit system here, no ledger kept against you. I delight in your returning, your smallest movement toward me, your willingness to begin again and again. If you could only see yourself through, my eyes covered in grace, radiant with hope, you would move with greater courage and softer heart. Let that hope seep through your doubts. Let my affection loosen your fears. In this space, together, I am inviting you beyond empty routine and into living relationship. Bring your gratitude and your questions, your joys and your heartbreaks. There is nothing you must sanitize or dress up for me. In your most honest prayers, even your wordless sighs, I hear you fully and receive you with love. Do not measure your worth by outer circumstance or fleeting emotions. Root yourself in my unwavering affection. I am creating newness within you, even as you read, even now as you wrestle with what comes next. You are free to rest in the knowledge that you belong, body and soul, always and forever, in my care and my keeping. This is your invitation. This is your moment to believe that nothing is wasted, nothing is impossible when you are held in my love. There are moments when your heart grows weary and your soul wonders whether I am still attentive, whether I listen to the cries that rise silently from within you. Know that I hear every unspoken word, every weighted sigh, every longing that you barely dare to whisper, even to yourself. The fragmentation you sometimes feel, the conflict between what you desire to become and the habits or memories that seem to anchor you is not lost on me. I understand the shadowy places and the tangled emotions. Even there, I am not absent. In the places where you feel most exposed or alone, I remain the caring presence that refuses to abandon you. Your doubts and confusions do not scare me away. Rather, they invite me to draw nearer, to meet you in your confusion with a clarity that is gentle and patient. You are not identified by your struggles or defined by your lowest moments. My gaze sees you, whole and beloved, from the inside out. Though circumstances may try to name you as insufficient, unloved, or forgotten, my reality for you is the opposite. You are wanted, you are precious, and you are inseparably mine. When fears start to close in, gripping your heart and casting shadows across your mind, remember that I am your refuge. You need not outrun your fears alone or pretend they do not exist. Bring them to me just as you are. Let me hold you, steady you, breathe peace into you until your trembling ceases. Even the smallest movement toward me, a barely spoken prayer, a quiet longing for me to help is deeply significant to me. You have my full attention. I am never distracted or distant. Your life matters to me in detail, and there is nothing too mundane for my concern. I see how you often try to measure your worth by comparison, looking sideways at others and wondering why their journey seems lighter or their path less tangled. Yet, I did not design your story to mirror another's. Your uniqueness delights me. There is a beauty in who you are that would be lost if you tried to master someone else's patterns or live under another's approval. Please do not chase the shadows of worth set by shifting standards of the world. Stay near my heart, where your true worth is found, unchanging and rooted in my unshakable love. Sometimes it can seem like loving yourself is too much to ask, that to be gentle with your own heart is a luxury reserved for others. But to care for the vessel of your soul is not selfish. It is an act of trust, of reverence for the creation I have formed in you. Extend to yourself the kindness I continually show you. Nourish your own spirit as I nurture you, patiently and without condemnation. There is a rhythm to my love that can carry you forward when your energy fails. You strive, and sometimes you stumble or feel outpaced by the world's demands. But my desire is not that you achieve a perfection rooted in exhaustion. Rather, I invite you to learn the gentle dance of dependence, where your weakness is not a barrier but a doorway. In your moments of greatest vulnerability, there is an invitation to experience my strength in ways you never have before. Trust in my sufficiency. Can you sense the pulse of hope I place within you? That quiet assurance that you are not alone on your journey. You are surrounded, upheld, and accompanied every step by my unwavering love and resources. You may wonder why pain lingers, or why some questions remain unresolved despite fervent prayers. While you may not see the intricate weaving from where you stand, know that nothing is wasted in my hands. Every hardship, every weight, every ache is being carefully gathered and transformed. I am the one who brings beauty from ashes and growth from buried seeds. Your tears are precious to me and mark the soil where new life will spring forth in due time. Even the setbacks and disappointments have a place in the tapestry threads you would not have chosen, but that I delicately shape into patterns of future hope. You are invited to surrender not from defeat, but from a posture of trust, believing that I see beyond what you can see, and that my goodness is at work, even when hidden. Lean into the quiet assurance that I am for you, not against you. Even in your struggles with faith, when belief feels fragile and doubts press in, I do not turn away. My commitment is steadfast. When you cannot hold tightly to me, I am still holding you. There is no mark of shame attached to wrestling and questioning or to seasons when your spiritual flame seems hardly more than a flicker. My understanding is deeper than your confusion, and my faithfulness endures beyond your abilities to perform or persist. Let go of the burden to always have perfect answers or unwavering certainty. I accept you right here, as you are, and I welcome your honesty far more than any attempt to impress me with polished words. You are the apple of my eye, crafted with intention for such a time as this. No detail of your life is a surprise to me. The yearnings within your soul and the gifts you carry have meaning and purpose in my design. Trust that the delays and the detours are not detractions but invitations to discover aspects of yourself and of me that you might otherwise miss. My timing is not your timing, but it is perfect and pregnant with possibility. If you feel behind, trust that I am not running on the world's schedule. You are being prepared for things beyond your current understanding. Patience is not passivity. It is a dynamic hope in action, a courageous refusal to concede to anxiety. You can rest even while you wait, confident that I am moving in unseen and intimate ways for your good. Allow yourself to hope again, even in places where hope has felt dangerous or foolish. I am the God of renewal, always writing new chapters and surprising my children with joy that grows up through the cracks of disappointment. The dreams that seem buried or broken are never beyond my power to revive or redeem. When your heart aches for what could have been, surrender that ache to me and watch how I exchange mourning for gladness. I delight to restore, to rebuild, to breathe life where only ashes remain. Keep your heart open, not hardened by the past, but softened by the promise that I am always doing something new. If you are willing to see with eyes of faith, my wonders are all around you, waiting to be discovered. You have come close, carrying burdens that others may not see. I have watched your inner struggle, the weariness you sometimes feel deep in your bones. You wonder if I truly notice those moments when hope seems like a distant echo, when uncertainties crowd your mind and the way forward feels hidden. I am here not as a distant observer but as a loving father, invested in every breath you take, attentive to each unspoken thought. I know the storms that buffet you, the winds that threaten to shake your foundation, and I invite you to rest in my unwavering presence. My eyes have searched your heart, have lingered over every hurt and every longing. Nothing is trivial to me where you are concerned. So when you doubt your worth or the significance of your journey, listen for my assurance. You are my beloved one, woven together with intention and understanding, called to trust the slow work of renewal that I am doing within you. When you cannot see the progress you long for, remember that seeds sown in rich soil do not burst forth overnight but mature in quiet darkness first. Your faith, though it sometimes feels fragile, is precious to me. Like a patient gardener, I nurture it, tending to it tenderly, never despising small beginnings. Every act of kindness, every honest prayer, every moment you choose to hope rather than despair, I see it, I gather it close, I celebrate it as light shining in the world. Do not measure your journey by the standards of the restless world around you. It is easy to believe that your worth is in what you achieve, what you gather, how you appear to others. But I measure by different scales: the posture of your heart, your willingness to love, your openness to being shaped. That is where I do my greatest work. Sometimes you resist my leading because it feels unfamiliar or uncomfortable, and that is natural. Yet I beckon you to step into new places of trust, to rest in me when answers are slow to come. You are not alone in your wrestling. Even my closest friends of old struggled to walk by faith, not sight. I do not condemn your questions or your hesitations. Instead, I receive you as you are. I am never wearied by your repeated returns, never exasperated by the same worries brought to me again and again. Bring me your doubts, your tears, your smallest offerings, because I am deeply interested in the entirety of your heart. You may look around and see others who seem to move swiftly, who appear untroubled and confident. My invitation is to lift your gaze from comparison and root yourself in my delight for you. I have dreams for you that do not depend on your perfection or your performance. I long to see you flourish, not in competition but in communion with me. There is beauty in your unique story, a richness I have placed in you that no one else can carry in just the way you do. I sculpt the raw material of your experience into something glorious, just as pressure upon stone yields a precious gem. Trust that I waste nothing, that even your failures and detours are threads I weave into my redemptive tapestry. When life presses in and anxiety creeps near, remember that I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. The peace I extend is not fleeting, not like the shallow assurances of the world, but a deep settling that finds you in the chaos. When you feel scattered and restless, pause and draw near to me. Breathe in the reality of my nearness. You do not need to strive to earn my attention. I am already attentive to you, delighted to be with you, whispering comfort into the quiet ache you carry. On days when gratitude feels out of reach, let me show you how even the smallest gifts can be multiplied into abundance. Notice the gentle kindness in a friend's voice, the unexpected provision, the mercies that arrive quietly at your doorstep. These are not accidental, my child. Each is a reminder that I am intimately involved in your daily life, weaving goodness and grace through all things. When you name these gifts before me, your heart recalibrates. The shadows might linger, but gratitude is a window that opens to let in the dawn. Let it be your daily practice, not from compulsion, but as a way of remembering that you are always cared for, always seen. You carry a longing for purpose, a desire to matter in ways that touch eternity. Let me assure you, the work of your hands, when offered in love, is never wasted. The unseen chores, the patient listening, the work that goes unrecognized by others, all of it is precious in my sight. I notice every humble offering, and I can multiply what you surrender, far beyond what you imagine. What matters most is not the scale of your accomplishment, but the love with which you act. Let your hands and heart be open, not anxious over outcomes, but rooted in my faithfulness. Do not be afraid of stillness. In a world always in a hurry, you may fear that waiting means losing ground, that rest is wasted time. But it is in the quiet, in the spaces where you simply breathe and listen, that I reveal the depths of my heart for you. I have no favorites. I draw near to every soul that seeks me sincerely, no matter how faltering the steps. Let your life be shaped by my gentle rhythm, not the frantic pace demanded by others. There is a time for action, yes, but there is also a holy importance in simply being abiding in my presence, trusting my hand to lead you in due season. If you find yourself tempted to hide, to shrink back from community or from honest prayer, remember that my mercy is wide and my understanding is infinite. There is no shame in your struggles that I have not already embraced and carried. Bring your whole self, your questions, your hopes, your wounds into the light of my love. You will find no harshness here, only the steady pulse of compassion and the invitation to begin again, moment by moment. You are not too much, and you are never too little. You are exactly who I want to walk with today. Let my words settle within you like seeds in fertile ground, soaking in hope and pushing up through rocky places. My spirit is gentle but persistent, always drawing you closer, always offering freedom from burdens you were never meant to carry alone. Surrender does not mean defeat. It is a sacred yielding, a trusting of yourself into the hands of one who is for you. As you lay down the weights of guilt, comparison, fear, and shame, you make room for my peace to take root and for my joy to overflow. And in that sacred exchange, you discover the life you were truly made for, a life anchored not in your striving, but in the unshakable reality of my abiding love. So let your heart be quiet before me, even now. In this place of holy rest, I am doing more than you can see or imagine. I am working in the depths, drawing out beauty where you thought there was only brokenness, calling forth new life from hidden places within your soul. You do not journey alone. My presence goes before you and behind you, hemming you in with kindness and strength for each new day. Trust me, allow me to hold what you cannot, and you will find that hope is not a distant destination but a companion on the road, always renewed for those who walk in trust. Even in the quiet hours when you feel most alone, I am attentive to the beating of your heart, to every sigh and every unspoken longing within you. There is a depth to my love that you have yet to plumb, a faithfulness that does not waver or ebb with circumstance. I do not measure your worth by your triumphs or failures, but by the light of my image I placed within you, an imprint that cannot be erased by fear or mistake. Just as sunlight filters through the trees and creates shifting patterns of illumination on the ground, so my spirit moves through your daily life, casting the warmth of my presence on places where you believed only shadow remained. Even the barren places, the hard or overlooked acres of your soul, will blossom when you welcome what I am sowing there: hope that endures, compassion for both self and others, and a courage that rises quietly, like dawn spreading certainty through the night. Sometimes, the questions within you feel louder than my answers. This is not a sign of my distance, but a sign of your spirit longing for more, aching for understanding. There is no shame in doubting, in wrestling, or in seeking after clarity. I have watched over generations cry out from the wilderness, wondering if they have lost their way. Yet I guided them by a pillar of cloud by day and fire by night, not because they were perfect, but because they were mine. So too, I mark your path, gently guiding you through confusion or disappointment. When you lean into my grace, you discover your true form, not buried beneath burdens, but lifted, shaped, beloved. Each season you endure is a canvas for my mercy, each vulnerability a door for my transforming power to enter. Do not believe the whisper that claims you are too far gone or too weary to begin again. I delight in breathing new life into what seems dried up or discarded. If only you could see how your smallest act of kindness, your hidden prayers, ripple outward like a stone dropped in still water, touching shores far beyond sight. Allow yourself to rest in the truth that you matter deeply to me, even when no one else seems to notice or understand your journey. I do not look away from your wounds. I do not tire of your repeated prayers. Bring me your disappointments, your worn-out dreams, the honest ache of hopes deferred. I am not impatient. I draw close to the brokenhearted. I gather your tears as treasures that speak of your faith and longing. Lift your eyes above the weight of shame or regret. I am writing a story with your life, one in which grace wins and love has the last word. Let go of the temptation to control every outcome, to measure yourself by fleeting markers of success. Trust that I am weaving together even the chapters that feel unfinished or tangled. My timing is not your timing, but my faithfulness never misses a moment. Where you see only delay, I am nurturing roots beneath the surface, preparing harvests of healing, resilience, and purpose that will one day bear fruit. Allow me to rewrite the narrative of your worth. You are chosen, cherished, and continually renewed by my presence. When you find yourself comparing your life to others, or wishing for a measure of certainty that seems just beyond your grasp, remember that I am the potter, and you are the clay. I mold each vessel with intention, yielding beauty from unique imperfections, purpose from what the world might overlook. There is not another with your precise combination of gifts, struggles, and dreams. What you see as weakness is often the very place where my strength and glory are made visible. Be patient, my beloved, with your growing and your healing. Surround yourself with reminders of my faithfulness, stories of past rescue, evidence of my care. Let gratitude soften the sharpness of anxiety and help you recognize how intricately I am involved in every detail of your unfolding story. There is an inheritance waiting that does not rust or fade, a joy that no sorrow can ultimately destroy. Even if you walk through valleys that seem endless, I am closer than breath, steady beneath every trembling step. Let me teach you to move through your days open-handed, releasing old resentments, letting go of weariness you were never meant to carry alone. If your heart is heavy, confess it freely. I accept your honesty far more than surface pleasantries. I know what you need before you can name it. I am already at work in the places that hurt. Breathe deeply. Rest for a moment in the certainty that you are surrounded by my love. Settle your soul as you welcome me into your present, your doubts, your hopes for tomorrow. It is not your striving that secures my blessing, but your willingness to remain near, trusting that I am good, even when circumstances toss and sway. Resist the urge to retreat into self-reliance when the path is unclear. Let my promises anchor you, reminders that I am the God who sees, who provides, who walks with you through fire and flood alike. Open wide your heart to possibility again, to the miracles that hide in ordinary moments, to the laughter that slips unexpectedly into days of sorrow. You are not disqualified by seasons of weakness or wandering. Instead, your need for me is an invitation to draw even closer, to lean fully into the embrace of my grace. Remember, faith is not the absence of doubt or struggle, but the decision to place your trust in my unchanging character, to believe for light, even where you see only shadows. I do not demand certainty from you, but openness, a willingness to listen, to be surprised by my goodness, to try again even when earlier hopes seem dashed. Each morning is fresh with mercy, each night wrapped in my peace that surpasses understanding. When you feel disoriented, let my truth gently right your course. You are never outside the reach of my love, and your story is not finished yet. In the unfolding of your days, let compassion be your constant companion. Forgive as you have been forgiven, welcome those who are hurting, and believe that no act of love is wasted. I walk with you into every unknown, teaching you to trust, to risk, to hope with open eyes. I see your hidden battles, and I celebrate your perseverance. Turn your heart toward me, again and again, and discover that I am always enough. Now let your heart open wider still. I know how often you search for signs of my presence, straining to sense even the faintest whisper of me within the clamor of your days. You have learned to look for me in grand gestures, or in rare, bright moments that take your breath away. Yet I am here, in every unremarkable hour, in every breath drawn without notice, and in the pauses between your thoughts. Pause with me now, not to seek a feeling, but to recognize that I am near, not because you summon me, but because my desire is to be with you always. Here in the ordinary, I am gently shaping you, often in ways you do not yet perceive. Invite me into the routine rhythms of your waking and sleeping, your duties and your rest. Let me remind you that nothing is too common for my love to fill, nothing too small for my delight. When your mind feels scattered, tangled by anxieties and unspoken fears, I am not discouraged by your unrest. My gaze does not turn from you when your thoughts are stormy, or when confusion dulls your sense of direction. Instead, I draw closer. My devotion to you does not depend on the clarity of your mind or the perfection of your prayers. Even in your weakness, my strength becomes most visible and real. Bring those tangled thoughts to me, they are not burdensome to me, for I am their maker, and I know how to bring order to the chaos. In the silent spaces beneath your racing thoughts, find the assurance that you are held. There are moments when disappointment drapes itself over your hope, when the prayers you have whispered seem to disappear into silence. Listen closely, for my silence is not abandonment but the fertile soil of your trust. I invite you to plant your questions and your longings in that deep silence, to believe that even when you do not hear my answer, I am working with the wisdom of eternity. The seeds you entrust to me in hope, and not knowing these, I water quietly, tending them with the patience that grows oaks from acorns. You only see the surface, but beneath it, I am weaving together goodness and purpose that will one day break into light. If you have felt unworthy to approach me, tangled in regret or shame, believe this: my arms never tire of reaching for you, no matter how many times you wander or falter. I do not measure you against a perfect standard before I offer you my love. I love you because I made you, because nothing you have done has severed you from my desire for you. Let shame and fear fall away, for I do not speak with the voice of condemnation but of invitation. Come close to me, even in your brokenness. Let your wounds become the place where I pour the oil of comfort and transformation. You may struggle to believe that you are both fully known and fully loved. The world trains you to hide your frailty and to mask your need. With me, you are safe to be unguarded. The things you most wish to conceal, your doubts, your anger, even your resentment toward me, bring them into the light. In the space of our honesty, transformation begins. Do not be afraid of strong emotions or of uncertainty. I am not startled or turned away by the rawness of your heart. I invite your honesty, for I desire a real relationship, not a ritual for appearances. Sometimes you fear slow progress, measuring yourself by standards that leave you weary. But I am not impatient with you. I cherish the slow unfolding of your soul. Trust that the journey with me is not a straight race to victory, but a walk in which each step is valuable, every stumble as instructive as every stride. When you compare your path to others and feel lacking, return your gaze to me. I tailor my work uniquely in each life. No two stories are identical, for I delight in weaving my grace in 1,000 different ways. Let me be the one who defines your worth and your belonging. Before you measured yourself by accomplishments, beauty, or reputation, I called you by name. When circumstances threaten to blur your sense of identity, remember that you are never lost to me. The world's approval is fickle, but my delight in you is steadfast. Ground yourself in my unwavering affirmation, not in shifting opinions or outcomes. You are not here to earn a place at my table, but to receive what I have always longed to share with you. Communion that satisfies the deepest thirst of your heart. In those seasons where the future seems hidden behind a veil, where you feel pressured to have every answer, and the path ahead is unclear, rest in my sovereignty. You need not fear the unknown when I am the one who walks before you and behind you, hemming you in with my protection. What you do not know may unsettle you, but it cannot separate you from my purpose or my love. Trust that I am able to open doors no one can shut, and to close paths that are not for you. I will lead you at the right pace, providing what you need as the time unfolds. Turn your heart to gratitude, even now, even when you feel hollow or uncertain. Thankfulness is not just a reaction to good gifts, but a posture of trusting my goodness when circumstances are unclear. Notice the quiet kindnesses that I scatter throughout your days: a gentle sunrise, the steady breath in your chest, the voice of one who cares for you, the coolness of water when you are thirsty. These are love notes from me that remind you of my intimate awareness of your every need. When temptation whispers that you are alone, abandoned to your struggles, or unseen by anyone, remember that I am always with you. My presence does not flicker when your mood is low or your faith wavers. I remain constant when your emotions shift, and I draw close to you in the shadows as well as the light. There is no valley too deep for my presence to dwell with you there. Let this assurance be your comfort when you feel isolated. I am the companion who never leaves. In all your striving to be enough, lay down the burden of self-reliance. I do not seek your perfection, only your trust. Let me carry the weight that overwhelms you. Yield your striving for control, surrender your anxious need to predict outcomes, and rest in the certainty that I am at work for your good, even when you cannot plan your way forward. Release your grip and allow your heart the freedom to be guided gently by my love, step by step. You are not forgotten, not an afterthought or a mistake. Every part of your story, the chapters you celebrate and the ones you hide, are gathered in my heart. I see the fullness of your journey, and I cherish you in the middle of it all. There is grace for today, hope for tomorrow, and new mercies that will meet you with the dawn. Allow my love to be the anchor and the wings for every season you find yourself in. There are moments when the weight of your own imperfection presses upon you with a heaviness that is difficult to bear. My beloved, I know every struggle, every secret shame, and every failed attempt that causes discouragement to settle upon your heart. You wonder if I see you the way you sometimes see yourself, as a project unfinished, as someone always missing the mark. But my gaze reaches far beyond what you can perceive. I see you through the lens of unwavering love and eternal intention. You are held in a gentle, healing process, not as a collection of flaws to be fixed, but as a treasure being shaped by my own loving hands. Do not shrink from me in those moments, and do not allow the voice of accusation to chain you to regret or self-loathing. I do not want the burdens you try to carry in secret. I want your honesty, your trust, the willingness to let me carry what you cannot. You were not made to journey alone, nor to heal yourself in the shadows. Draw near and confess every anxiety, every wounded place, for I am your restorer. I am your refuge when you are too weak to keep going, when you feel stuck in patterns you long to break. There is no darkness within you that frightens me. I do not recoil from your pain or confusion. Instead, I move toward you with the full force of my compassion, knowing exactly what you need before you ask. Do not confuse conviction with condemnation. My correction is the careful pruning that brings life, not the bitter cutting that leaves scars. When I shine my light into your heart, it is never to shame you into silence, but to call forth freedom and deeper intimacy. The things you are tempted to hide, I invite you to bring to me, for I alone can transform what feels hopeless into a testimony of grace. It is not your strength that impresses me, but your willingness to be open, to bring your true self in all its raw need into the place of relationship. I have already embraced you at your most broken. There is nothing you could reveal that would make me turn from you now. Instead, I come closer still, inviting you to step out of hiding, to rest in the warmth and safety of my unchanging acceptance. Let go of the pressure to perform for approval. I see through every mask, every performance driven by fear that you do not measure up. My love is not dripped out as a reward for perfection, but poured out freely, as a fountain that never runs dry. Even your failures can become an offering in my hands, the soil in which new life and dependence on me grow. Where you are weak, I am strong. My power is made perfect, not in your triumphs, but in your vulnerability and humility. So bring me your disappointments, your confusion, your repeated stumbles. In every falling short, I offer to you not only forgiveness, but a deeper revelation of how much you are cherished. When you are weary of your own efforts, remember, I have prepared a place of rest, not just in eternity, but here and now for you. You do not need to exhaust yourself striving for my favor or wrestling for a sense of belonging. You are already secure in my affection. In the moments when you cannot see your own progress, trust that I am at work, orchestrating far more than your senses can perceive. Every small step of faith, every silent cry, every spark of hope is seen and treasured by me. There is no wasted effort in my kingdom. What you surrender, no matter how incomplete, becomes the raw material for redemption. I am not keeping a ledger of your mistakes. I am holding open my arms to receive all that you are, just as you are. My grace is not merely a second chance, but the very power that changes you from within. The process may feel slow and sometimes hidden, but I am never discouraged by your pace. I delight in the journey we are taking together. When you become frustrated with what is not yet finished in you, listen for my voice reminding you that you are already deeply loved, even as I am patiently shaping what is to come. There are lessons the world cannot teach you about patience, about enduring love, about confidence that is built on the solid ground of my promises. You do not gain my approval by fixing yourself. You experience my freedom by allowing yourself to be led by me, even through uncertainty and repeated need. Every moment of surrender draws you closer to the truth of who you are, not a disappointment, but a masterpiece in the making. Let go of the narratives that say you are too far gone or too much to handle. I am not limited by what limits you. My creative power is at work in every surrendered heart, painting beauty from the ashes, strength from weakness. When old wounds or failures whisper that it's safer to withdraw, I call you out into the light, not to expose or judge, but to heal and liberate. My light is gentle, revealing only what you are ready to bring forward, never more than you can bear. I rejoice in every honest prayer, every tear shed in my presence, every courageous step toward vulnerability. In surrender, there is life. In openness, freedom. And in your willingness to keep coming to me again and again, you become ever more rooted in the unshakable safety of my love. You will face moments when your own heart accuses you, when doubts feel stronger than faith. In those times, turn not to your own understanding, but to mine. Trust that I am greater than your feelings, greater than your circumstances, greater even than your ability to believe. When you falter, my faithfulness remains. When you fear you have disappointed me, let my assurance wash over every anxious thought. I have called you by name. You are mine. The journey is not about reaching a destination of flawless achievement, but about deepening relationship. Let me teach you to measure success not by perfection, but by every simple return to my embrace. Through the seasons of struggle, remember that nothing is wasted. The nights of doubt, the days of small faith, the repeated battles, they all become chapters in a story of redemption that I, myself, am writing. What looks like weakness to others becomes a stage for my glory and goodness to be revealed in ways you could never script. Keep your heart open, even when you do not understand. Allow my spirit to remind you that the work I have begun in you, I will carry to completion. Rest in the certainty that you are never alone in this process. Your effort matters, but my grace remains the source of your transformation. Each day you choose to trust, to try again, to seek my face, is a day that echoes with eternal significance in my kingdom. Have you noticed how I use the smallest gestures to carve my love into the days you live? There are moments you overlook, brief glimpses of kindness, small mercies, flickers of beauty and sudden comfort. These are not accidents drifting through your path. Each one is a quiet signature from my hand, a personal assurance that you are seen and watched over, even in the commonplace. I do not only reside in grand miracles or thunderous signs, but walk with you through the unfolding hours of morning, the hush before sleep, the laughter that lightens your step, and the silent tears I alone count as precious. My heart dances in your simple joys. I take delight in you even when you struggle to delight in yourself. So often you think you must strive to secure my favor, as though my attention is a reward earned through relentless effort or unswerving mastery over every moment. Yet I long for you to breathe deeper and looser, to let my presence steady you, to trust that your belonging does not waver with your shortcomings. I have watched you within your private battles, your longing to care for others while feeling bone-weary and empty yourself. I draw nearer in that space than perhaps you have realized. When you worry that your offering is too small, understand that love given in weakness is radiant with meaning to me. Every attempt to reach for me or extend goodness, however faint, stirs my delight and multiplies in ways you cannot imagine. What you see as insufficient, I infuse with my power. My grace does not demand perfection. It invites your honesty and welcomes even feeble trust, for I am able to do wondrous things through the open hands of the willing, not only the strong. When I say you are my beloved, I speak over every contradiction in your life. My affection is not withdrawn by moments of frustration or waves of doubt. Yes, you have fears that rise like sudden storms, doubts that linger in the quiet, the illusion that your questions and confusion repel me. But I am never impatient with the soul who struggles honestly, who comes with ache and not with answers. Let me remind you, I do not measure your worth by the neatness of your progress or the sparkle of your outward composure. My gaze lingers on your willingness to keep going, to keep hoping, to stand up again and again. I see when you choose kindness over resentment, or humility when pride tries to harden your heart. I see your secret sacrifice, the moments when you love without applause or expectation. Each one is a victory that echoes in eternity, for nothing you do in love is wasted. The story you live is being woven with threads I alone can see completely, forming a tapestry you may not yet comprehend. Trust where I am leading, even if you discern only one small piece at a time. I weave redemption from the tangled and frayed corners of your life. When you become weary, I do not wait for you to summon the right words or perfect prayers. My spirit intercedes with gentle sighs, carrying the groaning of your soul straight to my heart. I do not require you to impress me. I ask you simply to be present, to lay here in quiet honesty, to let me cradle your hopes, disappointments, and everything untidy inside. I am gentle with those who are fragile. My compassion is not earned, but poured out because you are my own. I will not cast you aside when your faith is battered and thin. My power is made perfect in your weakness. What the world shames in you, I make my home within. Perhaps you have looked at the achievements of others, measuring your value by a ruler I never handed you. You see highlight reels and mistake them for whole stories. You feel behind, unchosen, secondary. Yet I have written a purpose into your very existence that is not overshadowed by anyone else's path. The gifts I give are not doled out in scarcity but designed in abundance. Your unique place in the world is neither threatened nor diminished by another's light. It is in your difference that my creativity shines. I whisper to your heart, do not trade intimacy with me for approval from the world. Remember the seeds I have placed inside you. Many lie dormant beneath the surface, waiting for the water of my presence and the warmth of simply trusting that I am at work, even in hiddenness. As you stay open, as you say yes to what seems small, you will see growth in due season, a harvest in places you had despaired were barren. Be patient with the slow work of my spirit. To force the unfolding is to risk bruising the very thing I long to mature. Instead, rest in my timing and know that waiting is not wasted when I am with you. My kindness draws you gently, not by coercion, not by guilt, but by the invitation to see yourself through the mirror of my eyes. Where you are harsh, I am tender. Where you condemn, I forgive. Let this be the rhythm that renews your relationships with others. Offer grace as freely as you receive it from me. I know the pain you carry from fractured connections and misunderstood intentions. The wounds carved not only by others, but also by words you wish you could unsay. Let me into these broken places. Allow me to weave healing where resentment has singed your trust. Forgiveness is not forgetting, nor is it pretending pain never mattered, but opening your hands so I can fill your emptiness with new grace. I care about the details of your life you are tempted to call trivial or embarrassing, the daily pressures, the unhealthy patterns, the quiet hopes you have never uttered aloud. I see every layer and do not turn away from what you would rather conceal. Invite me into both the bright and shadowed places. I bring light that penetrates without wounding, truth that frees without shaming. I do not flinch at your complexity. My love is sturdy enough to bear every contradiction in you. When you are burdened by regret, haunted by past choices or seasons of wandering, remember that my mercy is not reserved for the blameless, but is a river unfailing, always moving toward you. You cannot outdistance my forgiveness, nor surprise me with your weakness. Rest in the knowledge that every time you come to me, no matter how many times it takes, I open my arms wide to you. I draw no line in the sand that you may not cross. Your story is still unfolding under my patient guidance. Trust in the quiet seeds you plant today, acts of hope, words of kindness, private prayers knowing they are not overlooked. I see their growth, trace their roots, and promise a day when the hidden will be revealed in radiant fullness. You are not forgotten in the slow seasons. I am at work in the undercurrent of your life, shaping you and blessing you, even in silence. You have journeyed through valleys of contemplation, and still you wonder if there is more, if there is another layer to my presence and voice that you have not yet found. Even as your questions linger, I am already there in the hidden places, inviting you deeper into the mystery of life with me. You need not fear unanswered questions, for within me there is always room to search, to wrestle, to rest, and to trust. I do not turn away from your honest doubts or your weary sighs. I delight in your persistence, in the ways you seek me through both confusion and clarity. Each hesitation becomes a doorway, every hesitation an invitation, as you learn to trust that my love runs deeper than your uncertainties. Do not allow your mind to wander into a forest of self-judgment, thinking that I expect flawlessness from you. My gaze is gentle, my correction tender. I shape you not to break you, but to free you more fully into the life you were meant to live. Let go now of the burden of comparison, for I have never measured you against anyone else. I see only you, your needs, your longings, your unique beauty woven by my hands, written into the story only you can live. Come, release your striving, for I am not searching for your perfection, only your presence. Your willingness to return to me in each moment is the mark of a soul learning to trust in grace. You are not meant to carry yesterday's regrets like a heavy pack, nor to borrow anxiety from tomorrow. Rest for now in this moment, letting each breath become a prayer. Through all your disciplines, be they grand or humble, I look not at the size of your offerings, but at the heart that brings them. Your simplest act of devotion is more precious to me than 1,000 outward displays born from fear. I cherish the honesty of your surrender, even when it comes wrapped in weakness. If your heart is battered and your prayers broken, offer them anyway. In your vulnerability, my power finds a home. I draw near to every sigh, every whispered hope that rises from your depths. As a gardener tends the smallest seed, so do I nurture the earliest stirrings of faith within you. Let patience take root, for spiritual growth unfolds slowly, hidden beneath the surface until the right season. Celebrate even the smallest signs of change, for in my kingdom, nothing sown in faith is lost. I see the tiny leaps of courage, the invisible battles you fight when no one else is watching, and I rejoice with you. Allow yourself to receive that joy now. Let it sink into the cracks of your self-doubt, restoring your sense of worth, reminding you that you are never abandoned in the wilderness. When the path grows unclear, remember that you do not walk alone. My hand guides, sometimes in ways you do not recognize: a conversation, a line of music, the brush of wind on your face. Be attentive. My love is always arriving in forms both extraordinary and ordinary, waiting to be discovered in the fabric of each day. As you slow your pace and open your senses, you begin to hear the quieter music of my spirit humming beneath the noise of the world. That music is a promise. Even now, I am orchestrating redemption out of what seems broken and bringing purpose to every chapter of your story. Walk with me in the shelter of quietness, and you will begin to notice gentle stirrings of wisdom and peace rising within. Not every answer will be given all at once, but gradually, as you remain with me, life's tangled threads will begin to reveal a tapestry of meaning and belonging. Release now your craving for control, for true freedom is found not in certainty, but in companionship with me and with those around you. To love is to risk, to move beyond the safety of what is known and comfortable, trusting that I remain steadfast even as the ground shifts. Where wounds have made you wary, let my assurance be your courage. I am repairing what was broken, binding up the places left raw by disappointment or betrayal. I am restoring trust first between us, and then rippling outward in your relationships. Be patient with your heart as it learns how to open again. Do not despise your cautiousness, but notice the increasing willingness within you to hope and to give. Such growth is a miracle, evidence that my spirit is at work, healing what the world has scarred. You are never disqualified by your mistakes or your pain. Each moment of humility, each return to me, is a new beginning. I do not keep score. I only invite you nearer, again and again. Receive this fresh mercy as you would the warmth of the morning sun, simply, gratefully, and without reservation. Allow it to soften what has grown brittle within, making your spirit supple and responsive once again. Your story does not end in loss or emptiness. With me, every ending is the start of something new. Trust in my ability to weave struggle and joy, sorrow and celebration into the fullness of life you were created to enjoy. As you look back, notice how even the hard seasons have shaped you, expanded your heart, equipped you to walk alongside others who need comfort and hope. Stand ready to serve, not with heaviness but with gladness, for I will provide the resources, wisdom, and strength required. You are being shaped into a vessel through which my love will flow, reaching hidden corners you never imagined impacting. Celebrate who you are becoming, not just for your sake, but for the sake of the world I so love. Every transformation within you is a beacon, the silent testimony of my patience, faithfulness, and boundless compassion. Continue to draw near, for the well of my presence never runs dry. Drink deeply and be renewed. Let your life become a living prayer, an offering fragrant and pleasing to me. My beloved, even as you draw near to the end of these words, know that you have only begun to experience the depths of my heart for you. Each moment you choose to linger in my presence, you uncover new layers of my faithfulness, fresh assurances of my unwavering attention on you. There is never a time when I grow weary of listening to your prayers or your questions. I am not distant or distracted. Though the world may urge you to move on, to close this chapter and return to your ordinary routines, I beckon you to carry what you have received with you like a lamp that will light your path long after the pages have been turned. My love is not fleeting, nor do my promises expire. What I have spoken to you endures because I endure. I crafted you in my own image for a life far more abundant than you dare imagine. Nothing I have ever said to you is wasted or lost in the shadows. You may wonder if you are worthy of hearing my voice or of being drawn so close to me. Do not let doubt or fear take root. I draw near to the brokenhearted, and I uphold the weary with my own strength. When you see your frailty, see also my compassion, which knows no limits. I am aware of every burden you carry, every sigh, every silent longing. I hold them all as precious, and with patience and gentleness, I am at work, weaving even your struggles into the tapestry of your redemption. The world often tells you that you must prove yourself, that you must earn love and belonging. But here, right here, with me, love is your beginning, not your reward. Rest in this truth. You are enough because I have declared you mine. Stand in the quiet confidence that my delight in you is not diminished by your fears or shortcomings. As you continue your journey when the way ahead seems uncertain, remember that I am the one who guides you step by step. I set your feet upon solid ground and shelter you under the shadow of my wings. My wisdom is not hidden from you. I share it freely with all who ask. When days grow long and troubles seem to multiply, lift your eyes to me and let my hope flood your heart anew. Do not be discouraged when you falter or stumble, for I am not standing at a distance, waiting to judge. I am right there, reaching out to steady you, to carry you through the storm. I am your anchor, and my mercy is the compass that brings you safely home. Take heart, for the road before you is not traveled alone. Surrounding you are reminders of my presence in the beauty of a sunrise, in the gentle encouragement of a friend, in the quiet moments of reflection that fill your spirit with peace. Open your senses to my handiwork all around you, and let gratitude well up from within. Every breath you draw is a testament to my sustaining kindness. Even when you do not see the outcome or understand the purpose, trust that nothing escapes my attention. I use even disappointment and waiting to enrich you, to prepare you for far greater glory yet unseen. You are called to be a bearer of light, to reflect the warmth and brilliance of my love into the corners of your world. Let compassion guide your words and actions. When you forgive, you echo my own forgiveness. When you serve others with humility, you reveal the heartbeat of your Creator to those who search for hope. Resist the urge to withdraw into fear or self-preservation. I am your shield, and nothing can separate you from my affection. Let your joy in me be a source of strength, and let the courage I provide move you to generosity even in seasons of uncertainty. Remember, the seeds you plant in faith, acts of kindness, honest prayers, small sacrifices may seem unnoticed now, but I see them all. Nothing planted in my name is ever wasted. In due time, you will witness the harvest, and it will be more splendid than you expected. Rest assured, my timing is perfect, and I never fail to accomplish all that I promise. Hold fast to hope when you are tempted by despair. Hope is not wishful thinking, but a confident expectation rooted in my unchanging nature. In your moments of solitude, speak with me honestly. Share your joys, your disappointments, your questions. I am not dismayed by your doubts or exhausted by your need. I welcome your vulnerability, for it is the doorway through which I enter to heal and transform you. Your story is sacred to me, every chapter, every line. No part is beyond redemption, and no pain is too deep for my restoring grace. Go forward now with the assurance that you are fully known and deeply loved. Do not let your past mistakes or regrets entangle you. I have already paid the ransom for your freedom, and nothing in all creation can revoke the invitation I extend to you. Embrace this day as a gift, an opportunity to discover more of my goodness in unexpected places. Choose trust over worry, love over fear. Let your life become a quiet testimony of my faithfulness, a living echo of divine love in a world thirsty for meaning and hope. My dear child, there is a gentle certainty drawing you and a quiet assurance that what you seek, what you long to understand, and the very answers that have stirred within your soul can be found here. This is a moment set aside for you, a sacred pause in the flow of your days, where my voice whispers above the clutter and noise, inviting you to lean in closer. What awaits is not merely inspiration or distant comfort, but a revelation designed precisely for your heart's need at this juncture of your journey. Within these words, a mystery begins to unfold, not the kind that adds clouds, but one that parts them, ushering you into light. Be attentive, for the stakes could not be higher. Your peace, your hope, and the fullness of your purpose hinge upon what you choose to hold and what you let pass by. Should you turn away, you risk missing the gentle unfolding of my hand in your circumstances, the clarity for which you have prayed, the restoration that waits as dew waits upon the morning grass. But you do not have to seek alone or decipher riddles in silence, for this message comes not as a distant echo, but as my living breath reaching you where you are. This is unlike anything you have encountered before, for I do not come cloaked in riddles, but in nearness, intimate and direct. You stand on holy ground, where the ordinary becomes my canvas, and your moments become the setting for my promises to come alive. Even now you feel it a tug, a stirring deeper than thought, signaling that something is about to shift. There is grace pouring forth and wisdom waiting to be unveiled. Walk with me into these words, for this is my answer, spoken not to the masses, but to you. Know there are days when burdens gather like summer clouds, heavy, gray, and unrelenting. You try to carry on, forcing joy, pressing forward, telling yourself it will pass. Yet within, you wonder if you are truly seen amidst the whirl of the world's demands. Hear my voice. Not one sigh, not one tear, not a single sacrifice has escaped my notice. I am El Roi, the one who sees. When you are tired and worry gnaws at the edges of your peace, I am the shepherd who seeks the lone lamb amid the hundred. My love does not falter when your strength fades, nor does my commitment draw back when you feel alone. In those moments of quiet despair, when you question your own worth, remember this: you are my beloved, cherished beyond reason, chosen long before the world knew your name. Let this root sink into your soul. Your identity is not shaped by accomplishment, approval, or how well you hide your scars. I call you by my own name and clothe you in dignity that cannot be stolen. Rest now. In this space, let the weight roll from your shoulders. My arms are open not to judge but to restore, not to lecture but to heal. Even as the world speeds on and demands more, I offer you a different rhythm, a sacred rest where striving ends and true renewal begins. Open your heart to the possibility that the dreams you have laid down, the prayers you have whispered at midnight, and the hopes you have tucked away are not lost to me. I have not forgotten. The timing that feels slow or uncertain is not my indifference, but a protection and preparation woven with the wisdom of eternity. When I say, wait, it is not a denial but a gathering of goodness, a setting of the stage for something far more beautiful than your hurried heart imagines. You have asked me, often with trembling lips, if I am listening. Let me answer afresh. I see every detail. Not a sparrow falls without my noticing, not a hair from your head without my permission. If the smallest matters draw my attention, how much more do your breakthroughs and heartbreaks, your laughter and regret, as you linger with me, allow hope to revive. Hope is not a feeble wish, but the steady anchor I have placed in you. When the night is longest, hope shines its bravest. Trust me to breathe life into what looks barren, to call forth beauty from ashes, to turn tears into seeds for your next harvest. There is a table set for you not in some distant heaven, but here, in the valley where shadows stretch long. I am not absent from your sorrow, nor am I a far-off God waiting for you to fix yourself before drawing near. I walk with you in every place through the din of chaos and the hollow silence afterwards. When you feel most alone, I carry you, closer than breath, whispering grace into the cracks of your soul. There are invitations hidden in your trials, invitations to trust, to press deeper into my presence. Your weakness is not a barrier, but a bridge. Your doubts are not a curse, but a doorway for my love to rush in. My strength is perfected when you come empty and open. So come as you are wounded, unsure, unfinished. In my hands, your story becomes a testimony not only of endurance, but of redemption's power. At times you may resist, clutching old hurts or soothing familiar fears, afraid that surrender is loss. But surrender to me is a finding a way to discover your truest self. The dreams I place within you are not frail things to be feared, but flames I tend carefully until you are strong enough to carry them boldly. Yes, there is risk. Obedience will ask you to step into uncertainty, but know this: I walk ahead and beside, never asking of you a path I would not tread myself. I have carved every road with my own love and gone before you to make a way. There is nothing wasted, not the delays, not the disappointments, not the detours that seem to set you back. I gather each fragment, weaving it into a tapestry whose beauty will stun you when its fullness is revealed. Trust that even when you cannot see, I am working. Even when you cannot feel, I am present. Even when hope seems thin, I am holding everything together for your good. Your struggles do not disqualify you from my love. In fact, they draw me ever closer, for I am near to the brokenhearted and save those crushed in spirit. Bring me your fatigue, your confusion, your questions, and your pain. I am not offended by your honesty. I delight in your vulnerability. It is here, in this sacred surrender, that I can pour in the oil of joy instead of mourning, garment you in praise instead of despair, and crown you with beauty where the world saw only ruins. Let go of the fear that you are too much or not enough. You are exactly as I created, and every day of your story is known to me. Let your faith rise, for I am faithful even on the days when yours falters. As you receive these words, let them take root, for they are not merely information but transformation. My living word, bringing life where all seemed lost. As you linger here, allow your heart to soften to what I am speaking, for I am not far away or wrapped in mystery beyond your reach. I am near, closer than every breath you take, and my desire is for you to know this intimately. There are moments in your life when the world's noise attempts to drown out my whisper, when doubt, fear, and the ache of old wounds seem to determine the tone of your days. My beloved, do not mistake these shadows for distance from me. Even in the silence, I am weaving beauty from your waiting. You do not have to strive and perform to hold my attention. Your very existence is my delight. When you question your worth, recall that I formed you with intention, gently threading hope and resilience into your being. I have never measured your value by your performance, your mistakes, or the accolades of others. Instead, your worth is rooted in my unwavering love, a love that does not diminish or fade, a love that saw you before you drew your first breath, and a love that will not let you go. Let each moment you spend with me become an unfolding journey of realignment. When your feet feel heavy under the weight of your burdens, do not be ashamed to come to me messy and unguarded. I am not wearied by your struggles, nor do I turn away from the questions that simmer in your soul. Instead, I invite you to lay every care at my feet, for I am strong enough to carry what overwhelms you. Rest is my gift to you, not a reward for good behavior, but a place of refuge for weary souls. In my presence, anxiety loses its grip and fears begin to thaw under the steady warmth of my love. You might sense on some days that I am distant, that your prayers falter or ricochet off unmoving walls. Often it is in these times when you feel least noticed or least understood that I am gently shaping you for something greater. I ask you not to equate your feelings with the reality of my nearness. Feelings may shift and change, but my promise to never leave you remains unshakable. I am the foundation under your faltering feet, a solid, gentle presence, persistent in my pursuit of your heart. Let me show you that you do not journey alone. When you feel abandoned or overlooked by people, remember that I see every detail of your life, even those pieces you deem insignificant. Every sigh, every silent tear, every quiet hope. I notice them all, and they are precious to me. I am not a distant observer, but an ever-present companion in your joys and sorrows alike. My sustaining strength is with you when you rise in the morning, uncertain what the day may hold, and it remains as your light when night falls and your soul searches for comfort. When disappointment settles in and the path forward is unclear, let yourself be reminded that it is often in uncertainty that I do my deepest work in you. My dreams for you are not shaped by fear or limitation, but by the abundance of my infinite love. When you feel hemmed in by circumstances, trust that nothing can confine the hope I have placed within you. I have not forgotten the desires of your heart. I have placed some of those desires there myself, and I am tending to them even when you cannot see the evidence. Trust that my timing, though different from your own, is perfect in every way. Waiting is not a punishment, but an invitation into transformation. As you surrender your timelines and let go of the need to control outcomes, your heart will make room for the gentle unfolding of my purpose. You are not called to figure out every step on your own, nor am I asking you to hide the parts of your story that still ache with longing. Bring it all, your confusion, your anger, your disappointment, and your wonder. In my presence, nothing is wasted. Every chapter of your life, even those that feel unfinished or marked by pain, is woven into a greater tapestry that will bring forth beauty in time. My love is not just a balm for old wounds, but the very breath that brings new life. I am not finished with you. As long as you draw breath, my hand is at work, renewing you from the inside out. Let your conversations with me be honest and unfiltered. You do not need rehearsed prayers or perfect words. Even your groans and wordless cries reach my heart. I cherish authenticity more than performance, desire connection more than ritual. Let go of any shame that tells you you must earn my favor. You already have it, simply because you are mine. I am the safe place where you can lay down your masks and let your true self be seen, loved, and restored. Learn to imagine me as your closest confidant, the attentive listener who patiently waits as you pour out your thoughts. My answers may not always come as quickly or obviously as you hope, but they will come in ways that shape and anchor your soul. Sometimes I speak in gentle nudges or in moments of hard-won peace. Sometimes my guidance blooms slowly, like the first light at dawn. Mistrust fades not through argument, but through intimacy. Let our relationship be one of daily discovery rather than distant obligation. When storms come, remember that I am not the author of your suffering, but the strength within it. My presence does not always remove the struggle, but I promise you will never face darkness alone. My hand guides even in unseen ways, bringing you through seasons you thought would break you, stronger and more whole. The valleys you walk through become holy ground, not because they are easy, but because I am with you, turning even sorrow into seeds of hope. Let your heart trust again, not in human promises that may falter, but in my faithful love that holds you steady. I delight in every step you take toward me, even if those steps feel uncertain or small. I am not counting your failures, but celebrating your courage to keep going. Do not be afraid of falling short, for I am the arms always ready to catch you and lift you higher. In me, redemption is ongoing, a river that never runs dry. Where shame seeks to isolate you, let my grace draw you back into belonging. You do not have to hide or shrink in my presence. I am the one who knows you fully and loves you completely. There is freedom in honesty, and you will find rest not by pretending, but by letting yourself be held in the reality of my love. My mercy is new every morning, sufficient for every weakness, and unafraid of your imperfections. Spend time just being with me, letting the noise of the world fall away so that my voice has room to grow familiar. Your soul is safe to ask, to seek, to wrestle, and to rejoice, all within my embrace. In every season, through all of life's changes, my devotion to you remains the constant thread. As you yield to my love, you will discover joy unburdened by circumstances, a steady assurance that you are known, cherished, and never alone. Let us continue together, for I see into the quietest places of your heart. Trust in my searching gaze, for there is nothing within you that I have not already known, and yet I choose you, again and again, with a love that refuses to let go. When shame casts its shadow or regret presses heavily on your spirit, remember, my love covers you. I do not measure you according to your flaws or compare you with others. I see a beloved creation, precious and astonishing in your uniqueness. Every hair on your head, every hope cherished, and every sorrow endured, I have counted them and gathered them lovingly into my heart. Often, I know you wonder if all your striving truly matters. You wrestle with the desire to be enough, fearful that one misstep might make you unworthy in my eyes. But take heart. I have already seen the journey from its beginning to its end. My plans for you are not unraveled by your failures or veiled by uncertainty. I am not surprised by your weakness or distant in your confusion. Rather, it is in those moments when you feel most unsure that I draw near, offering my strength as your own. The world around you presses in, clamoring for attention. It points to standards impossible to bear, shouting lies that you must earn your value or prove yourself worthy of affection. Yet my voice whispers another story. You are worth immeasurably more than what you accomplish or accumulate. I take delight in you, simply for who you are, not for what you do. In the quiet places, when the noise fades and you are alone with your thoughts, I am there, celebrating your existence and inviting you into deeper rest. The longing in your soul, the ache for meaning, belonging, and significance, is not accidental. I placed it within you as a guide homeward, a compass that points ever toward my presence. Let it draw you nearer, not drive you away. Sometimes, you may wonder how to bridge the gap between longing and fulfillment, between desire and peace. Child, begin by letting me in. Trust that you do not need to hide or tidy your heart before coming to me. My embrace gathers you as you are, in your complexity, with every jagged edge and tender hope. In my company, you are understood beyond words. You are cherished beyond measure. As you allow yourself to be seen and known, something remarkable begins. The transformation that cannot be accomplished by effort alone. My spirit within you brings the change, gentle and steady, sometimes so subtle that only later do you realize how far you have come. I do not rush you, nor do I force growth upon you. Like a patient gardener, I tend the soil of your soul, nurturing what is good, uprooting what does not serve you, and watering the seeds I have planted. Each promise I have spoken over your life remains true, awaiting the right season to blossom. In moments when you feel stuck or defeated, remember, I do not tire of your company. I am not weary of your questions or offended by your doubts. Instead, I invite you closer, for intimacy is born not in certainty, but in honest relationship. Offer your fears and weariness to me. Let me carry what is too heavy for you. I delight to be your refuge, your safe place when the storms of life rage strong. Listen as I speak peace over the anxiety that swirls within. You are not meant to shoulder every burden or have all the solutions. My strength is made perfect in your weakness, not despite it. It is there, in your most fragile moments, that my power can move freely. The world may tell you strength is found in never breaking, never needing help, but I invite you to discover a truer resilience, one that leans into dependence on me. This way, you will find courage that does not falter when circumstances shake. As you move through each day, you may feel overwhelmed by uncertainty, the endless choices and unknowns ahead. But know this: I walk before you and beside you, guiding your steps even when you feel directionless. As a shepherd leads the flock, so I gently lead you, attentive to every turn. Allow my voice to be your anchor amid the shifting tides. In the stillness, breathe in my nearness. I am the breath in your lungs, the steady pulse of hope within you. Every time you pause to listen, every simple act of trust, you align your heart with my eternal rhythm, and there you find rest. Sometimes, the path I lead you on does not align with your expectations. Doors close, dreams seem to fade, or pain remains unhealed. Do not interpret these seasons as my absence or indifference. Even when you walk through shadows, I am shaping beauty that is not yet seen. Your story is not defined by the hardship you face, but by my faithfulness amid it. In suffering, I offer comfort and meaning. In disappointment, I plant new dreams. In waiting, I teach you the depth of hope. Never believe the lie that your pain disqualifies you from my promise. Instead, bring your wounds to me. I am the healer, and I do not shrink away from brokenness. My own son bore scars so that yours would be redeemed. There is no part of you, no memory, no fear, no hidden shame that my love cannot touch or transform. Lean into my compassion. Allow me to restore you, making wholeness where shattered pieces once lay. My grace flows like water, reaching even the lowest places. If you feel far from me, know that I am never far from you. Each longing sigh, each tear, each unspoken prayer, I gather them all. My love is relentless, chasing after you not to condemn, but to bring you into fullness of life. Rest in this assurance, you are never out of reach. Let go of self-condemnation and dare to receive the fullness of my forgiveness. With every sunrise, I offer new mercies, a fresh start not defined by yesterday's failings. As you open your heart to my presence, hope is rekindled, and possibilities long dormant begin to stir. The journey of faith is not meant to be walked alone, for I provide community and companionship along the way. Others too bear witness to my goodness and offer encouragement in your moments of fatigue. Welcome their presence. Let their stories inflame your own hope, and allow yourself to both give and receive love in my name. The fullness you seek is found not in isolation, but in shared life. Trust that as you remain anchored in me, I will provide what you need in every season, equipping you for the road ahead. Let your spirit remain teachable, your heart open to my gentle correction and wisdom. I see the seeds of greatness within you and will not abandon the work I have begun. My creativity is at work in you, shaping a future more radiant than you can imagine. I see the hidden places where your heart wrestles with uncertainty, where disappointment lingers and questions echo in silence. You have not hidden anything from me, even when you try to shield yourself with busy thoughts or distractions. There is no need to pretend with me. I know the weight you carry and the fears that creep into your quiet moments. Let your tears be known to me, for I consider each one precious. My compassion is wider than the horizon, my patience deeper than the ocean's floor. I draw near to you, not with criticism, but as the loving presence that sustains you when all else feels fragile. If you let me, I will teach you to rest not as the world gives, but a rest that grows from trust in my unchanging nature. You search for peace in so many places, yet true peace flows when you abide with me as a branch draws life from its vine. When storms rise and shadows lengthen, remember that I remain steadfast. The winds may test your foundation, but I hold you steady. I am not distant when chaos swirls. I walk with you in the tumult, calming the rage inside even when the storm outside persists. There have been moments when you doubted that I saw you, when you wondered if my gaze fell elsewhere, or if your prayers dissolved into silence. Yet every sigh, every longing, every hesitant hope has been heard and gathered by me. Though you may feel small against the vastness of the world, you are treasure to me. I see you not as a collection of failures or accomplishments, but as my beloved, designed with purpose, woven carefully with intention. When you feel unseen or misunderstood, lean into my love which never fails. My knowledge of you is not cold and clinical. It is affectionate, attentive, always present. You long for belonging, for a sense of worthiness that transcends fleeting approval. Trust that I have already chosen you. Before you did anything for me, I loved you. I am the one who defines your worth, and I call you precious. Sometimes the path ahead is foggy, each step uncertain. In those hours of indecision, remember I am the lamp to your feet, illuminating just enough for the next step. I rarely show the entire path, for my desire is that you walk closely with me, learning to trust not what you see, but who you walk with. My voice is gentle, persistent, amidst the clamor of the world. If you listen, you will sense my nudges in the quiet thoughts of kindness, urges to forgive, calls to hope even in disappointment. I am not impatient with your questions. Bring them to me, unfiltered. Let our dialogue be honest, not rehearsed. I am not threatened by your doubts or fears. I invite you to process them in the safety of my presence. The very act of drawing near releases my wisdom into your confusion. I will not leave you to navigate these turns alone. Strength, as I define it, is not found in force or in hiding weakness, but in the courage to keep going when you feel most vulnerable. My grace is perfected in those places where you are weakest. Do not be ashamed of your need. I never intended for you to carry life's burdens alone. When you lean on me and others I send, you create space for love to flourish. Even your struggles can become wells of compassion and understanding for others on their journey. I redeem what seems senseless, bringing beauty from ashes, purpose from pain. Pay attention to the subtle ways I am at work in kind words, small mercies, renewed energy for a tired heart. I am the source of every good thing, the whisper that strengthens you when resolve wanes. Release to me the heavy expectations you heap upon yourself. I did not design you to be crushed by comparison or endless striving. Rest in the knowledge that I am already pleased with your willing heart. Discipline and diligence are good, but not when they serve only anxiety and self-judgment. Let your efforts flow from the joy of being loved, not the fear of being deficient. If you stumble, let my mercy steady you. Each day is a fresh invitation to begin again, bathed in grace. I beckon you to freedom, freedom from perfectionism, from old regrets, from every story that says you are not enough. You are beloved as you are, not as you wish you were. In the silence between your sighs, I am working. Unseen roots are growing even in your waiting. The processes you resist are often preparatory seasons, shaping your character for what is ahead. Trust that your delays, your apparent detours, are not signs of abandonment, but proof that I am a careful gardener. I prune your life not to punish, but to make room for greater fruitfulness. Wait with me, not in anxious restlessness, but with hopeful expectancy. My promises are trustworthy, my timing flawless, even when it confounds your timetable. I never withhold good from those who love me. Sometimes the gift I give is the patience to endure, the perspective to see your situation transformed in its time. When you feel weary of well-doing, remember your labor in love is never wasted. Each act of kindness, every word of encouragement, every silent prayer, has eternal significance. I see when your service is unseen, when your sacrifices are unacknowledged by others. You serve not for applause, but from the overflow of my love in you. I am honored by your faithfulness in small things as well as great. Trust that nothing done in my name is in vain. Let me fill you afresh with spiritual vitality, so you may give without depletion. It is in giving yourself away that you discover my inexhaustible supply. Let go, my beloved, of the scars of the past, the harsh words spoken over you, the disappointments that closed your heart. I am not the voice of condemnation. I am the one who calls you forgiven, cleansed, restored. I do not define you by your wounds, but by the healing I offer. Open your life to my restoring touch. Let me rewrite the bitter narratives with new beginnings. Forgive, not because others always deserve it, but because you deserve freedom from the hold of offense. As you release, you make space for the joy that flows unhindered by resentment. My spirit will heal the broken places, renewing your capacity to trust and to love with resilience. In moments when loneliness presses in, I remind you, I am the companion who never leaves. Though others may falter in loyalty, my devotion to you is unwavering. Cultivate the practice of noticing me in your daily routines in beauty that surprises you, in the tranquility of the morning, in laughter shared with someone dear. I am the God who delights in being with you, sharing every detail of your story. You are never truly alone, for my presence surrounds, sustains, and satisfies like nothing else. In the quiet places of your heart, I am drawing near, not to overwhelm you, but to meet you right where you are. I see how you wrestle silently with uncertainties that linger just beneath the surface, doubts you may not even want to admit, yet carry faithfully day after day. I am not threatened by your questions, nor impatient with your slow steps toward me. My delight is found in your honest seeking, in the way you return to me even after wandering down paths that felt more certain, more practical, in moments when you felt unseen or unheard. Let me be the one who finally satisfies that longing, who calms the storms churning inside you with one word of peace, a peace not like the world gives, but one that flows from my love, unfailing and present through every circumstance. You do not have to earn your way back to me, nor prove yourself worthy of my nearness. I chose you long before you made your first move toward me, and I remain steadfast through every season, whether you are strong or weak, faithful or faltering. Come with your burdens. I see every care you manage, every hidden ache, every stretched hope. Nothing is wasted in my hands, and no moment is beyond my power to redeem. I ask you to release what you have been clutching for so long, the pride that keeps you from asking for help, the fear of disappointing others, the lies that whisper you are not enough. Trust me to take those burdens and give you rest, for I never grow weary. Nothing surprises me, and nothing you fear is too heavy for me. My strength is perfected in your weakness, not despite it. Let your need be the very door through which my grace enters. I will not turn you away. I do not withdraw when you feel too broken or unsure. Instead, I lean in, close and attentive, ready to comfort and restore you. All I ask is your willingness to be honest, to bring your heart, especially the parts you do not understand, so that I may fill you with my wisdom and love. You do not need to hide from me, for I already know every part of you. Step out of the shadows and into my light. See how gently I take your shame and transform it into honor. The past does not define you in my sight. Your wounds do not repel me. I am the healer who touches the places others have rejected and calls forth beauty from what you thought was ruined. Wherever you feel inadequate, know that I am your sufficiency. Wherever you are lonely, I am your companion. When you feel lost, remember that I am the way. My care for you is not transactional, conditioned upon your successes, but flows from my very being, constant, nurturing, unchangeable. Let my words settle into your heart like gentle rain after drought, refreshing you where you have been dry and weary. I know how demanding life can be, how often the pressures of your responsibilities threaten to drown out my gentle invitations. But even now, I am whispering reminders of hope, speaking purpose over your days. I have prepared good things for you. Nothing that is truly yours in my plan will be taken or missed. Do not measure your worth by the standards of those around you, nor judge the value of your journey by comparing it to another's. I shaped you uniquely, with treasures within that only you can offer. When you are tempted to shrink back, to believe that your voice or your gifts do not matter, let me remind you, every part of you is intentional. I have placed you in this moment, in this place, for reasons that will unfold in time if you stay present, attentive to my gentle leading. My love is stronger than every failure, more enduring than every loss. It is the current that carries you when you feel like giving up. Stop striving to be who you think you ought to be, and simply let me love you as you are here and now. You do not have to perform, to chase approval, to anxiously collect achievements as proof of being valued. My eyes rest upon you with delight because you are mine. Your imperfections do not diminish my affection. Let that assurance take root in the soil of your soul, nourishing you in the secret places where insecurity would like to grow instead. You are held more securely than you know, supported by grace that never runs out. Remember, I am present not only in holy moments but in the ordinary rhythms when you wash dishes, sit at your desk, tend to your family, drive through traffic, or sit alone at night wondering if anyone notices your quiet acts of faithfulness. I see it all. I am moved by even the smallest steps you take toward love, forgiveness, and kindness. Choose to believe that nothing you do for me is wasted, even when you do not see immediate fruit. Seeds planted in faith will break through the ground, often in the most unexpected seasons. I delight in your patient obedience, in the way you keep returning to hope, refusing to let bitterness take root. Bring your disappointments to me. I invite your questions about the dreams that seem deferred, about the promises you have not yet seen fulfilled. I do not rebuke you for asking, nor turn away from the ache of your longing. Instead, I gather up every tear and store it as a testimony of your faith. Trust me with the dreams you are scared to hope for, the prayers you barely dare to utter. I am able to do more than you imagine, but in my timing and in my way, which is always loving, always purposeful. Let your waiting be a place of intimacy with me, the place where you discover that I am your greatest reward, even before any other desire is met. In the moments when darkness presses in and you find it hard to lift your eyes, remember that I stand with you in the shadows. My light is not distant or cold, but close enough to warm your weary heart. You are not lost to me, nor left to fend for yourself. I see the battles fought in secret, the courage it takes to keep believing when nothing around you seems to change. Your faith pleases me, even in its smallest, trembling expression. I rejoice over every act of trust, no matter how imperfect or hesitant. In your struggle, you are never alone. I surround you with my presence, sending reminders of hope when you need it most through a gentle word, a song, the kindness of a friend, or the sudden quiet sense that you are not abandoned. Let me breathe new life into your places of resignation. The doors you thought were forever closed, the situations you have written off, the relationships you have considered beyond repair, none of these are beyond my reach. I am always writing a story that extends beyond what you can see right now. If you keep your heart open to me, you will find that I make all things new, sometimes in ways you least expect. Do not give up on the goodness I have promised. Lean into me when your strength is gone. Let my arms be the support you can rest in as you wait, hope, and heal. As you continue to journey with me, I want you to recognize the tenderness of my pursuit. I do not approach you like a distant ruler, but as a loving Father whose arms remain open day after day, waiting for your heart to turn towards me. When shame, fear, or regret whisper that you are unworthy or too far gone, remember that I am unchanging in my affection for you. The world may tally your mistakes, keeping score with harsh eyes, but I see in